Good morning and welcome to Happy Panky. This morning I'm going to be making basically my stovetop apple pie for breakfast. It's actually pretty healthy, and I make it at night as a treat sometimes, and I'll just add a couple extra dates to it to make it extra sweet. But while I'm chopping these apples, I do have some dates boiling in a half of a cup of water on the stove. And once they boil and get soft enough, I'm going to mash them. And this is what they look like when they're mashed. We've got the dates here. We're going to turn the heat down to medium. And then we're going to put a lid on it and let it heat up and simmer it for about 15 or 20 minutes until the apples are cooked through. And while that's going, we're going to get our granola going. So I'm going to turn this saute pan onto medium high. I'm going to add a half of a tablespoon of honey. There's the honey, and then a half a tablespoon of coconut oil. There's my apples steaming. I turned them down to like a between low and medium. And what's going to happen is while they're cooking, it's going to dry up a bit. Oh, it already released some juices. I was going to say sometimes it looks like it's going to dry up, but the apples will release juices for you, so you don't really need to add water unless it's sticking to the bottom of the pan. Okay, so this is melted, and we're going to add 1 cup of puffed millet. Usually this is oatmeal, but I wanted to try something new today. So you add that directly to where the oil is, and you immediately want to stir it and coat it all. Make sure everything's coated. And then you're just going to saute this on medium, stirring quite often until, let me turn that down, until, you know, if you feel it's toasted enough. It doesn't have to turn brown. You can start smelling it, or definitely once the honey is not sticky anymore, then that is a good sign that it's done. You can also, if you can tolerate a little more fat in here, you can add some sliced almonds, and once those start smelling aromatic, I guess you should say, you can, aromatic, I don't know. And once they start smelling good, that's when it would be done. But I'd say maybe like 1 minute, 2 minutes more here. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I guess the juice that was in there was from the dates. I thought it came pretty quick. But it looks like it's starting to dry out, and your initial response is to add water, but the apples are going to release juice really shortly here. But I want to go ahead and add my spices. And what I use is cardamom. And this is tricky. You don't want to put too much in because it'll overpower it. Look at the juices starting to come up there already. But it adds a lot of flavor. So I usually just add 1 dash per apple. There's 2 apples in here, so I just 1, 2. That's all I put in there. And then cinnamon, I never really measured it out, but I'll let you watch me put it in. So I just kind of sprinkle it. If I were to guess, I would say that's probably about 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon. I don't think you can ever have too much cinnamon though, so you know, just add it to your own personal taste. So I'm going to cover this up and let some more juices fall out. These are almost done. They're pretty tender, so I'll just let it simmer. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit, cover it back up, and let it simmer for about 2 more minutes. Maybe 5. So the granola cooked for actually about 5 minutes, I would say, and I took it off the heat because it started browning pretty quickly. So that is going to be the granola. And like I said, usually it's oatmeal. I love the oatmeal, but I think I had like a half of a cup left. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's done. The apples are, you can just see that they're cooked through just by the color, but they're tender. You can cut through them with your spoon if you can hold it in place. But the date mixture is ooey gooey, and it's just really good. So I'm going to plate this apple first and then granola on top. Okay, so here it is. It's really, really good. Like I said, I haven't tried it with the millet, but I did taste the millet, and the millet's definitely good. Oats are just fine to make with this. That's how I normally make it, and that's probably how I'll go back to making it. But it's really good, and like I said, it's definitely sweet. It's a treat for breakfast, but it's healthy, so enjoy. And if you're making it at night to curb a sweet tooth, just add a couple more dates, and maybe just a little bit more honey into the granola so that it gets just to that sweetness that you're looking for. But look at that. I'm gonna enjoy this.